Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Rule the Waves. This is episode number 16. So we've kind of built up a nice little empire in Southeast Asia with our victories over the French originally and now over the Germans. So like I said, the only disadvantage to that is we can't really convoy raid the Germans as much since they no longer have a colony in Southeast Asia. But the next step for us, I suppose, is to maybe go after Japan because they have Formosa, which is a high value colony. And that would really isolate Japan only to one nation. I would really love to go to war with either Italy or Japan. Unfortunately, Italy doesn't really give us as much. If we do, we can take, Ethiopia from them, Eritrea it's called. And that's about it. The strange thing with Japan is they have this Albania holding still, which I'm so confused by. But we don't want to get involved in colonies that are in new sea regions until we're like extremely dominant, because I really like only having to defend the 4 sea regions that we do. And pretty soon I think the Panama Canal should open. What is it, like 1914 or something like that? So it would be nice as soon as we're able to traverse directly from the Caribbean to the North American West Coast. That'll be very helpful. Okay, so a few things. Blockade, which was explained to me by Martin Sabo. Thank you very much. It's just 110% of the other nation's naval value. So if Japan has a naval value here of 33, I guess if we have 36, 37, I don't know how the rounding works, but probably 37, then we have enough to blockade them. And that only happens at their home naval waters, which for Japan is Northeast Asia. For us, it's the East Coast. For most of the nations, it's Northern Europe. So that is blockade, and the last thing we want to cover in this let's learn portion of the game is submarines. And it's just fitting enough that thanks to his grand efforts in keeping me informed about things, we name our first submarine the Sabo. So thank you to you for your contributions to my to commenting and helping me out. So we'll go ahead and build, I think we'll just build maybe 3 total submarines. Because the moment we start building them, I'm sure that we'll get some kind of upgrade to submarines in the next turn, and these will all be obsolete, which is just the way everything works in Rule the Waves. Alright, cool. So let's go back to our main page Excel spreadsheet, and we're ready to start pushing on. Oh good, torpedo technology. That will not synergize with submarines because there's no combat with submarines. They're all just an abstraction, just a campaign element. Okay, nothing interesting here. Keep going. Nothing interesting here. We could build new docks. 24,000 is probably about where we want. Oh, there is one thing I wanted to talk about. I'm building a new heavy cruiser. So it's been long enough, and if we look at the almanac, which I'll do, okay, I guess right now, we're really low on heavy cruisers, and I think the nation is going to start to complain. If they do, we have one ready to go. So our prestige is 34. We have about 10.5 for our monthly budget. I guess let's keep going on as far as we can because we haven't built that new heavy cruiser yet. We'll go back and look at it in a second. Oh, lots of things have finished their reconstruction. Wow, lots of things. That should help our budget a bit. So basically, if the French have quality 1 9-inch guns and we still only have quality 0, and that's the only thing important here. I want to make sure, there is one other thing I want to make sure to do, central firing. I want to make sure we have central firing on all of our ships. If I'm not mistaken, I think we still have at least 1 or 2 that don't have it. Okay, the Brooklyn does have it, that's good. And these guys all have it as well? Yeah, okay, so I am mistaken. Everyone has central firing, that's good. Okay, so we'll just keep pushing on. And after all this reconstruction stuff, we're going to have a lot of ships in the North American East Coast. I always want to say Northeast Coast, but East Coast, or North American East Coast. But we're going to have a lot of ships on the East Coast, which we're going to have to rearrange. Since I'm just a little bit lazy, and their maintenance is lower technically if they're on the East Coast, I'm just going to leave them there for the time being. I'll deal with them like when we're getting closer to war, which obviously we're nowhere near. Okay, heavy cruiser carrying 6-inch main guns, that's just really terrible. Oh, good. We've gotten better 3-inch guns. That's actually very important for our destroyers and our minesweepers. It almost makes the destroyers worth having at 3 inches. And there it is, a submarine upgrade, because of course we just started building new submarines. But only 3 of them, because I anticipated such a thing would happen. I kind of want to wait on the submarines to get the next one, the middle range submarine. The coastal submarines have very low range. There's a middle range one, I forget what it's called. And obviously the long range ones, the ones that are able to actually head out into the middle of the Atlantic, those are the best, but we're just not going to have time to wait for them because those won't arrive probably until the 1920s. Good, so we're doing good. Let's keep pushing on. Financial difficulties is causing a few people to stop some shipbuilding. That's good because we are still, although our monthly balance is terrible, we're building a lot of ships right now, so okay, let's see if this is interesting. Yeah, so they have 1 3-inch and then 4 2-inches and 2 torpedo tubes. Belt armor of 2 and 22 knots means that in every way our light cruiser is better. And here's a battle cruiser example. Nice. Belt armor of 8.5, turret armor 8.5. That's probably about what I would put mine as well. Okay, so let's continue. Extended double bottom. Well, Great Britain is usually, from what I have observed on other Let's Plays, Great Britain seems to be very good at this damage control. Like, we're not so good. We've only advanced 3 levels. Now, it's not something I prioritize. Obviously, I have it as a very low priority. My goal is to do everything I can to avoid getting hit in the first place, not to, protect against damage when I get hit. But, I mean, there's still something to be said. It's obvious that you're going to get hit eventually, so it's really nice to have some kind of damage control. It's just not something I prioritize. And since we're looking here, is there anything else we want to change up? I think no. I mean, it'd be really nice to have some better naval guns. We do have the... Oh, that was what I needed to refit, that these guys are all still on the old caliber guns. Okay, well, we'll consider doing that when we're closer to... Well, actually, that doesn't make sense. It'll take a long time for them to refit. I don't think we have the money to do that right now. Let's finish building these ships first, and then when we get some of these light cruisers back, then we can think of sending our battleships off. Oh, good. So we're at 10.5, and that goes up to 10.7. More weight savings on armor. These are all very good. Okay, good. Anti-submarine warfare. Not that I really care. We usually are able to put so many ships on anti-submarine patrol and coastal patrol that this is not as important to me, which is why I have it set to low. In fact, if I could set it to really low, I would. I guess they've unlocked the technology to outfit their light cruisers with mines. I don't even know what control tops is, but just take it. You are Italy, and you're not a big threat. So battle cruisers are getting there, which means that we'll probably be yelled at very soon. So everybody but France has a battle cruiser, either built or in building. And France has 3 heavy cruisers by themselves. So for the purposes of demanding more battleships or demanding more heavy cruisers, battleships and dreadnoughts are linked together. I mean, I think this is battleships and I think this is dreadnoughts. That's how I talk about it, at least. Might be the opposite, though. This might be dreadnought and this might be battleship. I don't know. It's just... I mean, dreadnought's supposed to be larger than battleships. That's why I kind of envision it this way, that this is battleship and this is dreadnought. But I stand to be corrected on that. But battle cruisers are considered cruisers. So if the nation complains about not having enough heavy cruisers, you can build a battle cruiser which will satisfy that. Now, we can see that Great Britain's battle cruiser is enormous. As big, exactly the same tonnage as their heaviest ship. Seems to be a common trend, this one. Wow, Japan has a 30,000 ton. Oh, I guess Great Britain must have 30,000 dock size. They do. Amazing. It's kind of interesting to look at the technological advancement, or they always say they take technical development. average. These guys are usually very advanced. They are, again. France is behind. Russia is average, and remember, their poor education means that they have a harder time with research. They're backward. Japan is backward, and Italy is backward as well. So we don't mind giving everyone except for maybe Great Britain. Yeah, I guess we don't mind giving anybody but Great Britain technology, because the rest of them are very far behind. Oh, okay, so damage control. This is good. Just a gradual improvement. I will definitely take that. Nothing interesting here, just more delays. And here we go. We're really pushing on good in this episode. And this is good. We got all that. Okay, Italy, yes. Go ahead and take it. I don't even know what the economizer is for. Okay, good. So secondary guns and turrets on battleships. It means that I think we can fit our 6-inch guns into turrets now. Which does help just because they're more efficient. It's more efficient to fire from a turret. Also, they don't suffer that penalty in choppy waters that the casemates do. More delays, lots of delays. But at least we had we can see our budget's now finally back to positive, which means I will, because our industry hasn't helped us out lately. I'm surprised by that, but since they haven't done anything, we'll go ahead and build up our docks a little more. Just 3 more ships waiting for us. My antivirus came up. So let's see. There's not tensions high enough for me to really want to redistribute, spend time, waste time basically redistributing our ships quite yet, so we'll leave everybody in the East Coast. And better fire control, that's always important. I find the most important thing. Can you actually hit the ship? All right, the Sabo has been commissioned. Congratulations, Martin. And we'll consider this S1, we'll just consider that the Sabo 1. Okay, he's definitely a national hero, as all our agents are always national heroes, unless they get caught in Great Britain. And that's actually some pretty significant tensions with us. And if we go to war with Russia, having all our ships on the East Coast is fine, because as far as I know, even though Russia has pretty pretty large, significant holdings in Northeast Asia, they don't defend this area, so they always leave their fleet in Northern Europe, which, just to prove my point, they all are right now. So we don't need to worry about moving our ships over anywhere. Okay. And we finally got the rest of those guys, so we do have... Oh, there it is. Is that going to lower our prestige? 35? No. All right, so Great Britain. We don't want to increase the tensions with these guys, so there's no reason to do this last one. And prestige 35 is pretty good, so ours are just as good. And since we have gotten this indication that the people are not happy with our heavy cruiser amount, it is time for us to build a battle cruiser or a heavy cruiser. Now, same thing as I mentioned last episode when I talked about not being able to build a battleship because we don't really have very good naval guns for that. We're in the same situation still. We haven't researched any better naval guns, which is why I want to do the heavy cruiser, not a battle cruiser. We'll get to the battle cruisers eventually, but it's not time yet. So now with the weight savings, this is actually an obsolete design. We can actually fix this up a little bit. We can probably take this down even. Let's see. I'm just looking at this cost here. 5834, 5705, 5560, which is about where we can get. We can probably pull off maybe another ½ inch of conning tower and maybe one more set of rounds. Perfect. Okay, so this is what we'll go ahead and build then. Since we just finished all our reconstruction, we have the monthly budget to do this. We'll get one more heavy cruiser just to satisfy the people. And this is, again, that's my own design. Whenever you see this funky looking, I like to put these turrets kind of on a pretend suspension. Is that number 2? I hope it's number 2. Damn it. I want to get rid of it because oh man, it's 1. Okay. I want to make it a little bigger just because I think the size of the ship has changed. Let's do something like, whoa, that's weird. Why did it come out funny like that? It's just my typical, let's pretend that it's on a platform. Maybe make it a little bit smaller though. Too close to the bottom. There. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it so we don't get too picky. And let's just get this guy like so. That's fine. Okay, fine, fair enough. And then 3, we'll just do something fun like this. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so this is the new design. Because there's kind of a graphical error which happens with these. And now that has been fixed, so my original design looks better, but whatever. You just, you have to design all the superstructure for yourself. There's this graphical issue which has like a huge rectangle here, and then it spirals out into like a triangle up top. And it's all gray, and it overwrites like all your superstructure. It looks terrible, especially because the gray actually extends beyond the whole of your ship. So anyway, this is going to be faster than our other one, the Brooklyn. And the Brooklyn, the New York, they are so close in design that I feel like the geographical closeness is also relevant. We basically just increased everything by a little bit. Speed is up from 22 to 25. Belt is from 4.5 to 5. Belt extended same. Deck is up from 1.5 to 2. This is just going to help us with splinters. I think splinters are stopped at 2. I could be wrong. It could be 2.5, but that's that. And we increased the conning tower quite a bit. Turrets are up to 5.5 from 5, I think. And secondaries are up to 3.5 from 3. Also, we included torpedo defense, and although the new Brooklyn has central firing, we're going to obviously just have it standard on this one. So, the biggest improvement is that it has a third turret. So we have now 3 turrets on this one. And that's perfect. All okay, let's save. And let's just see how expensive this is to build. So I don't care about the monthly build cost, but the maintenance 244, I just want to compare this once again. Let's just show all designs and sort by type. So my Montana was going to be 360. My latest battleship, it looks like it's this one, is only 203. And this heavy cruiser is 244. The Brooklyn itself was 202. Now it is a better ship because it has, if you just think about it in main turrets, it has 50% more firepower. So that's a nice improvement along with better speed and everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and build one of these just to satisfy the people. And the first ship of the class, probably the only ship of the class, is going to cost an additional $3 million to build. That's fine. Good, so that'll hopefully keep the people at home from complaining. I wish people would sell us more technology, but yes, we will keep selling other people technology. As long as it's not Great Britain. Okay. Well, we just built another ship. Are you still complaining? Should we build another one of those? I mean, the good thing about the ship I just built is it's just a stopgap for me. It's just a stopgap until we can get a good battlecruiser, which I'm waiting for good weapons to do. So this is it. It doesn't look so bad. And these are 3 10-inch turrets. 3 double. Oh, could I have done triple? Okay, let's just open the same design real fast. And maybe I made a mistake. It might have been more advantageous. Let's just clear the turrets. And add the same ones back. Forward, aft, and the center line here. Let's make them triple turrets. Could we have done this? Yes. Well, shoot. We could have done triple turrets, which would have given us over double the firepower. And probably wouldn't have cost too much. Yeah, another 1,000. Well, that's a mistake, but that's fine. It's already done. We're not going to build another ship. Even if people complain, I'd rather go to another battlecruiser. But shoot, we do have the lowest tonnage. What do we need to get to not be the lowest tonnage? We need to be above Italy, I think. And that means we have to be above 33. We're currently at 26. Yeah, we would need another ship. Oh, bother. Well, I don't know what to do about that. Let's just hope that it is not a... Ah, damn it. Yeah, we're going to have to do it. Okay. Let's push for an international force. I find that the people are generally more likely to respond, be thwarted by an international force. Yes. And that's going to increase small. Okay, 2-inch guns, we don't care at all about those. We would like 15-inch guns. We would like something. Just give us something. Okay, now I'm just going to build another heavy cruiser. I don't even care if we just end up scrapping it. They could be useful in just convoy raiding, you know, because heavy cruisers do fill that role very well. So let's just get another one. Yeah, we'll call it the Rochester. That's fine. That will satisfy the nations, so. And keep pushing on. Yes. Wow. Yes, this is huge. This is enormous. Well, like incredibly worth the money. Oh, wow, this is insane. So, of course, right after we build a heavy cruiser, we're really ready to do a battleship now. Okay, enables cruising formation in parallel columns for the fleet. I guess that's supposed to be cruising. Not carousing, right? Let's see. I don't know what this does, actually, but that's fine. Okay, good. So we've gone 22 minutes, and we haven't done much in this episode, just kind of plow forward. We're into 1911. In fact, let's just go one more turn. Hopefully we go to war with Russia. That would be wonderful. Oh, the only time when I actually care. Alright, we'll take the small hit. We deserve it since we didn't have heavy cruisers for so long. Any one of those heavy cruisers, like complaints, could have been a prestige hit, so we got lucky. So the private shipbuilding hasn't expanded our docks for a long time, but we're finally, now that they are, we're going to get better ones ourselves anyway. Germany has a negative balance. And they're only spending 8% of their naval budget on research. So again, sometimes the AI doesn't spend full 10%, but every human player I know has always done 10%. Wow. 15.5-inch belt armor? How is a battle cruiser 15? That's like that's like heavy dreadnought stuff. I don't know if I've ever even seen higher belt armor than 15.5, and it's supposedly on a battle cruiser. 23 knots. And look at this. This is really sad. They only have a 22 knot light cruiser, which is slower than, well, every other ship except for my battleships, and almost the same speed as my battleships. Because I think I can't remember. In this game, they're only 19. Okay, so they're fine. They are faster than our battleships. But okay, let's just take a look. 23 minutes. Yeah, okay, one more turn. The one more turn mentality. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. They'll increase our budget, but I think it lowers our prestige. Yeah. Otherwise, we just gain prestige. Well, prestige, I think, ends up boosting your budget in the end anyway. So let's do this, and let's just find out. We're at 135, 555. So it increased our prestige and did not increase our yearly budget. But I think somehow budget is also tied to prestige. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but... Okay, one more turn. Just one more turn. Just one more turn. Oh, Falkland Islands. So that will keep Great Britain busy. During training exercises, an unidentified submarine has torpedoed and sunk our Nebraskan. There are no clues to who this was. The Hawk Party demands action. Now, this is pretty interesting. We're not building any heavy cruisers right now. We're not building any big ships. We could take this to the International Court in Hague, which would would probably lead to a new treaty, and I like that action. As much as I would like to blame... Okay, yeah. Well, we don't want to blame either of these people. Let's do this. It's going to be a prestige loss and a tension increase, but I think it'll result in a treaty. It did not. Okay, that's unfortunate. I was hoping for a treaty, in fact, because let's just see the almanac. 1 building, 3 building. That's not that many. Another 1 building here. Okay, so maybe it wouldn't have been that effective. It would have scrapped the ships that are building, which is what I was going for. A little min-max play. But it didn't happen. This one more turn is getting a little out of hand, right? But I just... Great Britain crushed the rebels in the Falkland Islands. It's fine. Light cruiser armor configuration. Sure. That's several turns old. We'll take the money. More reliability on submarines, of course, only after I actually build them. It'd be interesting. I forgot to check. What is the reliability? Oh my gosh, 58. That's really low. So these submarines are really poor. Typically, I like to see at least above 65, preferably 70, but come on, at least 60. These are very low reliability. So we'll probably have to build, when we get the next submarine type, not the coastal submarine, we'll have to rebuild those. Well, we won't be able to rebuild these. We just keep them forever, but they won't be as effective, and we won't build more submarines until we get the better submarine design. Okay, so I'll call this episode to a close. I think it was pretty successful. We pushed through all the way to 1911. Let's make that one more turn. We'll just keep clicking while I'm talking. So thanks for watching this one, and we'll pick this up right in the next one, where it looks like we'll go to war with Russia. I mean, I hope. That would be ideal. I think we'll have a real good chance fighting Russia. And we should be able to take some Northeast Asian holdings. So thanks for watching this one. Until the next one, take care.